What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of 180. This is episode 4 and season 1, focusing on essential hip hop questions. Today's episode is going to focus on the question, why don't rappers do cover songs? And I think it's a great question that focuses on a fundamental aspect of hip hop that we understand exists, but don't really bother to ask why. I think it gets at some really key things that make hip hop culture and rap music different from other commercial genres. And ultimately, I'm really asking, what is it about hip hop that discourages cover music? Hyper-competitiveness. That is the short answer. The longer answer, I think you can break that into two factors of the principle of authenticity and then pride. Like the first cause of hip hop is the need for America's marginalized by race and by class to speak their truths to power. So that's where you get, by nature, a more lyric-dependent form of music, the most lyric-dependent form of music in the world, as well as lyrics that are hyper-specific, hyper-local, really unique to the artist in ways that, a pop or a rock contemporary just wouldn't have in their songwriting. Not to mention, rappers are more expected to be standard bearers, representatives of their communities in ways that, again, their pop, indie, rock, country peers really aren't. Covering songs when people are craving your story or your piece of the pie is a faux pas in hip hop for those reasons. I don't think it has to be like that. And I think cover songs can be a space for peer-to-peer validation that hip hop doesn't encourage or give enough of, especially as we continue to seek validation from the Grammys, Billboard, and other white-ran institutions, or just institutions that don't care about hip-hop. But the margin of error is so slim because of the principle of authenticity. I think Drake comes pretty close to actually doing covers or paying homage in a way that, really just says, like, thank you for influencing me. Along with samples, he does very noticeable interpolations that sometimes get him in hot water, but ultimately, like, he used them strategically as ways to, like, set himself in a place or a time or a mood that people will immediately relate to. So, Rappin' Forte's little I Got a Shorty Named Texas, right? And Who Do You Love? His Mace interpolation and Worst Behavior. That being said, you would never see Drake cover Heart of the City or like a Hove hit. And then factor 2 is pretty simple, but pride. Not even well-established rappers would want one of their biggest hits to be a cover of some other guy's song. You would never see Earl Sweatshirt cover an MF Doom song, no matter how much, despite how much he loves him, Jay would never cover a Big song. Not to mention, those are two artists that have passed away. I couldn't imagine what dealing with the dead there would entail. The most acceptable form of cover or paying homage in hip hop is a remix, because it's still competitive in that you're trying to outdo, a hit song, but you're also acknowledging it's a hit song by using the beat in the first place and just recognizing what it was. So even today, or recently, songs like The Race, Pull Up With a Stick, Gucci Gang birthed a lot of remixes from rappers looking to show love, one up the original, or both. You'll never catch a rapper covering another rapper the same way Jimi Hendrix covered Bob Dylan for All Along the Watchtower, or Rihanna covered Tame Impala. It would just cause a lot of commotion and go against those two large principles in hip-hop culture. Again, I think there's room for it to happen in hip-hop, but it would probably require, someone that takes a lot of hits for it before it became acceptable. So, why do rappers not cover hip-hop songs? There you have it. Thanks for watching. Peep the next one.